Hey, it's Molly. Welcome back to my YouTube channel as we're going to discuss the once-in-a-lifetime conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, which is happening in April 2022. Now, we have not had this conjunction before in this lifetime, and we won't have it again. So it is rare, and that's because of the cycles and the timing of how each planet moves. So Neptune entered Pisces in 2011, and by then Jupiter had completed its time in Pisces, which was previously in 2010. And when Jupiter was in Pisces in 2010, it was conjunct Uranus in Pisces. So this Jupiter has not had an exact conjunction with Neptune in Pisces before. So clearly it's rare for these cycles to sync up. And there's something about this energy that we really want to be intentional with and aware of. So we're going to talk about that today, as well as some things that I recommend that you stay aware of and that you intentionally work with. Now, yes, we're going to talk about this with containers here because I thought it would be beneficial to see some things about this energy. Now, it's important to note that both Neptune and Jupiter do really well in Pisces. These are energies that are naturally good for both planets, which is rare as well. So they're both in their strength. Now, Neptune in Pisces, we've been working with that since 2011. It's the energy of the other realms, and Neptune rules Pisces. So we've already been working with this energy for over 10 years now, and we've become more aware of energies, of spiritual growth, of what you're feeling and sensing. This is where Neptune and Pisces has been helping us with our intuition, really looking at things from a higher perspective, helping us with detachment, with surrender, with understanding more about the cycles of energies and how everything is temporary. And if you have planets or points in Pisces in your chart, this is part of your natural energy. So Neptune has been working with you more personally, and now we add in Jupiter in Pisces. So what I wanted to highlight for you here is that Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. It expands, amplifies, exaggerates. But in Pisces, it answers to Neptune in Pisces. So this is Neptune, this is Jupiter, and what we're going to see here is an expansion of what Neptune has already been revealing and showing to us. Now Jupiter comes in, makes it even bigger, adds more water because Pisces is a water sign. So we're going to have bigger Pisces energies, especially in April 2022 when these planets are conjunct. Now their conjunction happens at 23 degrees of Pisces, and then they both move into 24 degrees of Pisces. And so they're traveling together for a little bit. You can say this is going to be over a few weeks, starting say around April 9th, going to April 17th and beyond. Because not only are we going to have Neptune in Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces, we're then going to have Venus in Pisces. You know, she's cute. And then we have Mars entering Pisces. You know, he's a little fierce. But in Pisces, he's more tempered and low key. So we're going to have 4 planets in Pisces in April 2022. And this is significant. Now, it's important to note that because Neptune is the ruler of all these planets, Neptune is the stronger influence. Neptune was previously at 23 degrees of Pisces in June and July 2021, but now we have more players in the game, so to speak. So what does this mean? Well, it means a spectrum of potentials and things that could happen equally at the same time. It also means that it's going to reveal to us more about how we consciously work with Pisces energies. So the full spectrum of Pisces energies ranges from your ability to trust yourself, what you're feeling, your intuition, trust your guidance, trust your higher self, trust what you can't see, but you feel it and you sense it. So this is what we have been working on, the muscles we've been developing, especially since 2011. So now with Jupiter here, Jupiter brings in more of that ability to enjoy it, to feel more supported. It could be easier to trust. It could feel like, I've got this. I know what this is about. The Pisces energy reminds us that everything is temporary, everything moves through and changes, and to not be too attached. So this could be a time when you're looking at, what am I overly attached to? What can I step back from? Where can I surrender? Or where am I holding on too tightly to something and I need to loosen my grasp because I'm not in control of it anyways? So depending on how you work with these Pisces energies is going to show you how you're able to work with this strong influence, especially in April 2022. Now, the Pisces energy wants us to go higher, see the bigger perspective, take ourselves out of it. Take our egos out of it, take our sense of self out of it, go beyond. So it's really looking at things from a much higher spiritual perspective. Perhaps there's going to be some really beautiful openings into your higher self, into your soul growth, into the parts of the things you've been learning throughout this lifetime. And that's also part of the Jupiter influence, where Jupiter's about, what are you learning? What are you understanding? And there's some things that could show up that really support what you've been moving through in this lifetime, and how you can be more kind and compassionate to yourself about it. Things that maybe you just see it in a new light or in a new way. This energy with Jupiter especially will bring in a sense of spiritual protection. It'll bring in a sense of safety, of it's okay for me to explore this or understand this because I sense the truth for myself. Jupiter is a teacher, and it brings to light what we've been learning. So the Pisces energies are really about what we've been trusting. It's very artistic and creative. It can be about where we're ready to take a break. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and it's where we don't want to do anything. This is where the escapism tendencies can show up. I'm ready for a vacation. And maybe that's something that many of us will want at the same time in April, when we just need a break, and this Pisces influence supports it. It says, yes, get away from it all, leave the office, leave the desk, take a break, because that's what your energy is requiring. So there's something here that's very important to listen to around how you're feeling, and especially what your body is telling you, what you're feeling and sensing about your energy level. Where if you're tired, this Pisces energy wants you to have some downtime. Now, the Pisces energy has really been supporting us in understanding more of who we are, especially in other realms, other dimensions, the things we can't see, we can't touch. This is where your dreams come alive. You have maybe a lot of astral travel things going on. Maybe you feel connected to other dimensions. This is where your dreams can be really big places of communication and where you're feeling a lot of energy. So there is a necessity here to be aware of what is speaking to you energetically. What you're feeling and sensing, again, if you can't touch it, you don't see it, but you know it's true for you. That's a very big part of this Pisces energy. Now, the other thing that's very important is that because it's a spectrum of energy, every astrological sign is a full spectrum of what is a potential, what can happen. And so you have the high highs and the low lows. And it's important to note what those could be, especially in Pisces, because this energy is so strong. At the same time, it's going to bring up a lot of Pisces themes across that full spectrum. So we talked about the higher expressions of Pisces, the artistic, creative, going to other realms, having a really strong imagination, really powerful dreams. And what are you doing with it? How is it supporting you? How is it showing you more of who you are? At the same time, these Pisces energies can be about escapism, addiction, things that you do in private, where you go that maybe doesn't always feel supportive of your energy. Pisces can be where we feel discouraged, depressed, where we feel the energy is really heavy, especially if we're out of touch with ourselves and what we need. There can be the energy of powerlessness and victimhood with Pisces as well, where you could feel so overwhelmed, really overwhelmed, especially with all this energy in Pisces. You could feel very overwhelmed, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the answer is. And so then the message would be to detach from that expectation and to just surrender, to trust the energies as they move through, to not force it, to not force the river or to not force the ocean. So the Pisces energy can also feel like you don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You feel kind of lost. So keep that in mind, because if that's showing up for you, there could be something that you're meant to tap into or understand that comes through your intuition, that comes through a dream, that comes through another message. And that gives you a sense of understanding of maybe what you're moving through. Now, in the real world, Pisces relates to the oceans and the water systems. And so with this strong energy of water, there can be a lot more water movement on the planet, rising oceans. In the northern hemisphere here, April can be when the ice blocks or the snow melt on the mountain is coming down and the rivers are gushing. Flooding. There could be a lot of flooding in this time period. It's a good year to have flood insurance. It's a good year to be aware of water sources, water rising, water movement, the power of water. So a lot of water is going to be a theme here. The other thing that Pisces is about is health, what you can't see that affects you. Anything that's out there that you know is affecting your energy. So Pisces can be very empathic and very sensitive to energy. It's where you feel what other people are putting out. You're sensing it. You can be very much an empath and very much absorbing things. But this then relates to what we share and how we spread energy. Yes, this relates to viruses. Yes, this relates to illness. This relates to other things that you can't see, but that you pick up from other people because of the energy you share. So it's going to be very important to still maintain a sense of priority on your immune system, on your health, and taking care of yourself, because that can be another part of the strong Pisces influence. It can mean more sickness. And I know we've already been through a lot, and I know that you can have a fatigue around this, but that's something the astrology suggests. The Pisces energy can also relate to endings, completions, karma being finished. It's the end of the line. It's the end of a story. It can feel like there's things you have to abandon or let go of. Big endings. There can be big endings with this energy as well. Things that have run their course, there's no longer a use for it, there's no longer a purpose. Things that are just done, and they're done in a very big way, but from the higher perspective, they're spiritually and energetically complete. And that's what Pisces shows us, is that this energy has run its course, something is done here, something is ending. And it's important to note that, again, to not force it or to try to make something happen, because this energy suggests that the endings are right on time. Now, the Pisces energy can also be about people and things that are abandoned, that are not sure where to go, that don't know what is next for them. So it brings up that confusion, which is also part of the Pisces spectrum. Confusion, uncertainty. This can be people like wanting to do something next in their life but not knowing what to do. This can relate to where people are ready to make some new life choices and things are coming together, but there's a bigger ending to move through first. This can also be about populations of people who have uncertainty about where they should go. Homelessness. This could be a lot of homelessness. This could be a lot of migration or people moving around and figuring out, where am I supposed to go next? Where do I have a new beginning? So these are all Pisces themes. Now, when we have very strong energy in one particular sign, one of the best things you can do to consciously work with it is to work with the opposite astrological sign. In this case, it's Virgo. So Virgo energy is going to be needed to ground us. When you have strong water, it can be grounded in earth. And the strong Pisces can be supported by Virgo, which wants to organize, manage. Let's find some solutions. What's a practical next step here? What can you do today? Just focus on the simple steps you can take today. That Virgo energy wants to be efficient, productive, wants to make a difference, wants to be supportive. So we're going to be needing strong Virgo energy to balance out this very powerful influence from the Pisces planets that could feel confused, that could feel like, I don't know what's next, or I'm not sure what to do. This is how I'm feeling. Then you bring it to the Virgo energies that say, okay, today, do this, this, and this. Or focus on what you can manage, what you can take care of. The Pisces Virgo energies also relate to health, with Pisces being the viruses or illnesses or things you can't see. And then Virgo is how you're taking care of yourself on a daily basis. What you're doing to support your energy, to support your body. What does your body need in order to feel stronger or to get healthier? What does your body need in order to feel grounded and taken care of? So when we have strong Pisces, then we're going to need strong Virgo energies to balance it out, to provide solutions, direction, and again, a management system of how to deal with this. Now, at the end of April 2022, we also have an eclipse in Taurus, and it's happening at 10 degrees of Taurus. It's a solar eclipse with the sun and the moon conjunct at 10 degrees of Taurus. And Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus, lovely Venus, is in Pisces, conjunct Jupiter. So this is a powerful energy, the end of April into May, that again reiterates these earth and water themes. What we do in the physical world to deal with a lot of energy, a lot of emotions, a lot going on, a lot coming up. And how that earth energy can be supportive of taking care of what's in front of us, maintaining our energy, being practical, being realistic, and also the fortitude. The strength of the earth signs helps direct this energy forward. So it is a big period of time. Now in your chart, you'd be looking at where 23 to 24 degrees of Pisces is, as that's where this conjunction is happening. Then, as I said, we're going to have Venus enter the conversation. Venus also does very well in Pisces. She tends to bring in something that she wants to give. She brings in the compassion. She brings in the desire to help others on a daily basis or in a more personal way. Then Mars enters the conversation later in April, and he brings in more of that strength to move through. In Pisces, he's weaker. Mars is weaker in Pisces, but he's going to bring in the ability to keep going, to strengthen up, and also to be aware of your body, your physical energy, and where you need to take care of yourself. So again, this is a once in a lifetime energy, as we won't have another conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces. And I feel like what we're going to see are potentially new ways of working with energy, new solutions, new things we can do for each other. There could be some things that happen on the planet that require us to really be in our compassion, to be supportive, to look at what we can do for our brothers and sisters around the planet. There's energy here of what can we do to make the most of this and to remain in our power, to not feel powerless, to not feel like a victim, to not feel like you don't know what to do. It's rising above that so that you can work with this energy, be aware of it, be conscious of it, and also have a sense of there's always something I can intentionally choose. Now, at a personal level, this will also reveal how you have worked with Pisces energies throughout your life, especially if you have planets or points in Pisces. So it's going to really be like a masterclass in Pisces energies. Our ability to trust a process, to flow with the changes, to be in a place of what can I do that lifts me up? What am I learning here? What am I learning about myself, the energies, my own spiritual path? How am I trusting myself? Because of Jupiter, again, Jupiter has an energy of protection, benevolence, a sense of there's going to be something good that transpires and comes from this. There can be something beneficial that shows up. Now, the last thing I want to say about this energy is that it's happening at 23, 24 degrees of Pisces, which is towards the very end of the zodiac. And this is where divine timing can show up. Where if something's been delayed, pushed off, pushed away, you thought it would never happen, this Jupiter in Pisces can bring it through and deliver it in a way that you never could have planned. And that's part of this Neptune and Pisces energy too, where there's a sense of it just happened, it just came through, Spirit brought it through, finally. And again, that's the divine timing of it all. Now, there can also be this beautiful expansion of your intuition. And I really hope that's the case. That would be awesome if so many people all of a sudden felt their crown chakra opening. They felt more intuitive. They stepped into their spiritual gifts. So this can evolve humanity. This can evolve us into other energy realms, other abilities, really support people in trusting more of their own capabilities, maybe even any of their clairs, right? Clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairaudience, etc. They can trust that part of themselves even more because the strong Pisces energy is going to be so intense that it's going to really bring our attention to this part of ourselves and everything that's going on in the world at large. So I hope that this has been impactful in terms of what can happen and the potentials we have to work with. Of course, everything is based on your intention, what you want to do with it, how you're going to move through these energies, and how you can use them for the best and highest good for yourself, as well as for humanity at large. So thank you so much for joining me and my container collection here to illustrate how big this energy is and that it's a great reminder that we're all on this planet together. There can be unity, there can be some higher octaves of expressions that come through. There can be some beautiful heart openings as well when we go into the compassion that Pisces connects us with. So thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it. And I'll be back here soon with another video for you. In the meantime, I have a new podcast episode every Monday and Wednesday. And then you can catch one of these videos that I release every Friday. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here soon.